Well, welcome everybody to our June 17th Executive Committee meeting. We're still waiting for some folks to trickle in here, so we'll hold for a couple minutes and then we'll see where we get to. Um, we need three council members to get a quorum of this committee. Thank you. All right, it looks like we should be ready to rock now. Todd, are you with us?
Yep, I am. Thank you. Sorry for the
No
slow
problem.
roll there. Welcome, everyone. This is the Washington State Building Code Council Executive Committee for Wednesday, June 17th, 2026. Were you about ready to take roll?
Yeah, we're set up.
Okay, please do. Thank you.
Todd Bayreuther,
Here?
Jay Arnold,
Here.
Ben Omara indicated he was not going to be able to make it today, as did Roger Haringa. Roger might be late, I think, and Tom Handy.
Here.
So with the three of you, we do have a quorum.
Okay, outstanding. And then would anyone from the public like to be recognized? Okay, go ahead, Patrick.
Yes, thank you. This is Patrick Hanks with the Building Industry Association of Washington.
Okay, welcome. Elizabeth.
This is Elizabeth Torsky with Cascade Natural Gas. Thank you.
Welcome, Elizabeth. Okay, see no other. We'll go to item 2, which is review and approve the agenda. Can we hear a motion to approve, please?
So moved, Jeff.
So moved. Or second, whichever.
We'll go Jay and then Tom. Thank you. Um, any edits or discussion?
None
Okay,
for me.
seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? The agenda is approved. Item 3, do we have minutes today, Dustin?
Yes.
Okay, can we hear a motion to approve the minutes for May 15th, please?
Move to approve as presented.
Second.
Okay, thank you, Tom and Jay. Any proposed edits? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, minutes are approved. And that got us quickly right into our main agenda item.
Yep.
You want to lead us off,
So,
Dustin?
yeah, I'll lead us off on that one. So, staff is still working to log and summarize all the testimony we received. As expected, the floodgates opened up on Friday, so we're still working through what has come in on those. But as a total for written comments, we have 118 separate written comments. We had 53 oral testifiers across the hearings last week. A lot of the oral testimony has been duplicated with some written testimony that followed up after their oral testimony. But in total, we're sitting somewhere in the range of 120 to 150 total comments to respond to. When we're looking at the subject matter of the comments that are coming in, we've had a couple different subjects that have kind of grouped together and emerged as the main topics of concern for the commenters. First one's going to be the embodied carbon appendix. Second on there is going to be the IMC A2L refrigerants, so proposals 112 and 113. We've got a few others across the IMC as well. We have a couple comments for single exits and multiplex housing, and then we have some general comments that we haven't had a chance to necessarily group together yet, but we've got some outliers there. But for the most part, we're getting comments on the embodied carbon, multiplex housing, and A2L refrigerants topics. And as we plan to respond to these, the council needs to respond to each comment and indicate how they are changing the code or if they're not planning to change the code, and looking to set a schedule for that. And my proposal would be Tuesdays in the afternoons from 1 to 3 until we can get them wrapped up. So I'm thinking that we could probably accomplish this across a couple weeks. The time frame that we're looking to get these done by is August 28th is the council meeting where we're scheduling to make our final adoption. And so that leaves us with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 8 weeks of time to digest these and make some responses. And then hopefully we'd be ready to come through with a CR 103 draft that is complete for the 28th of August council meeting. And so with that, I'll turn it over to the committee to discuss what the appropriate scheduling should be. But my thought is let's just hit it on Tuesdays in the afternoons for a short duration until we can conclude all of them. And we try to group the ones that are associated with specific subject matter together so we can respond to multiples at once if appropriate.
Okay. And then the main goal of this was to bring us to executive committee so that we could have a public forum, first of all, but also the committee has the ability to set these schedules. And we discussed this in the full council, that we didn't feel we needed the full council to set the work session schedule.
Correct.
Is that everyone's memory? Okay. Okay, so let's have that discussion here. Go ahead, Jay.
And just to clarify here, we're talking about convening several full SBCC meetings on Tuesdays to discuss these different topics.
I hadn't
Correct.
assumed it was a full council meeting. I assumed it was it was council members meeting in a public forum to discuss this. So I don't think every council member has to participate. Everyone's welcome, of course, but
I guess my idea would be that we're trying to bring together the full council membership, but that they wouldn't necessarily be required to attend. But we are probably making motions, and I think we would look to establish quorum on these discussions.
Jay, does anything there sound off to you?
I think that makes sense. As we schedule these, I think there is going to be council member interest on different topics.
Yep.
And so to be able to say, this is going to be a work session on multiplex housing, this is going to be a work session on embodied carbon, is going to be really important to be able to identify those so people can prioritize appropriately.
I think that states better what I was trying to say is I suspect as we go through the topics, we can be very deliberate about what we're discussing, who we bring into the meetings. But make sure it's open to everyone. We're just not calling them full council meetings because that's not the intent. They're work sessions.
Correct.
I mean, technically, we could, call them special committees and things like that. But that's the kind of mechanism we're approaching here.
And the work product that's coming out of these work sessions would be what? Potential amendments that the full council.
Correct. Yeah, so the product coming out of there would be, I guess to generalize the term would be responses to public comment. The responses could be, thank you for the comment. The council will address that concern in the next code cycle. It could be, thank you for the comment. We're intend to incorporate your ideas into the code, and then we might need to come up with some code language for that. There is opportunity to direct some of this to committees or tags if deemed appropriate. And so if we do that, we would need to start scheduling the special tag meetings as well. But I think that we're going to run through the work session with the idea that we're going to try to develop this with public engagement and members of the tags and things present so that we can come through and make the decisions there at that council level. But if it's needed, we can go down to the committees or tags as well for recommendations that come back up.
I think that's the key word is the intent is to make recommendations either back up to the full council to take action or recommendations to have engage from the tags. It is not the intent for in those special meetings to take final action, of course, on an amendment.
But we will
Okay.
be taking action to move them forward or not.
The recommendations, right, Tom?
Recommendation. Okay, so then sorry, I'm off camera. I'm kind of moving from here to there right now. Would what would the risk be then if we didn't establish quorum at some of these meetings?
I would say that the risk would be that we don't have an effective motion to move any of these responses to the public comment either way. If we failed to establish quorum, I think it would still be a benefit to have the discussion and then maybe bring that back and summarize discussion and try to move things forward at another meeting. But it would be my hope that we can get quorum at all these, and as we can get these scheduled, we can definitely work with the council members to see if there's specific days that work better for the stuff that they are particularly interested in. But right now, staff isn't prepared to group these and maybe make an estimate on the amount of time that it would take to address, a specific topic. So, for example, the embodied carbon topic, I anticipate to be a little bit of a longer topic to discuss, similar with the A2L refrigerants. And so I'm thinking if we get there and we in 2 hours aren't working, we can always adjust the meeting length as we go through to make sure that we cover the need there. But if we don't get quorum, I think we can still discuss it, but still need to get some official movement on them before we move them other places.
Okay, thanks. For me, Tuesday afternoons are almost always clear. I don't know how that fits in with everybody else, of course, but that would be if you're talking about Tuesdays. I've got one Tuesday a month with a 10 o'clock obligation, but otherwise Tuesdays are pretty much good.
Yeah, for me too, just so happens.
Okay. Well,
And the
same
idea would
here.
be to get these on people's calendars so that they can, hopefully not get double booked.
Okay. And we're obviously going to try our best to push everyone to bring actual language forward if they are proposing an amendment. Okay. Maybe this is straightforward. Any remark for public comment also? Anyone want to add anything?
And I guess I wouldn't propose that these start next week. I would propose the 30th for the first meeting.
And that gives you more of a chance to kind of bundle these all together and
It'll make sure we can have it nice and ready to run through and get it bundled. But we got the council meeting coming up this next week as well, and I've got some stuff to prep for that'll detract from having this ready for next Tuesday.
Okay. I have a question, but then Patrick, why don't you go first?
Yeah, just clarifying questions. So these are going to be council work sessions, but you're not gonna forward it to like the relevant policy committee to come up with a recommendation?
That will be decided at these work sessions.
Okay.
Policy, you mean a tag, Patrick?
The BFRW or MVPE.
One of the committees. I think that's a possibility, obviously, and I think that's part of the recommendation if we feel that it needs to go to committee. But at the same time, I think these are flexible enough that we're bringing those members into the recommendation process. Can you expand a little bit where you might find that to be more a value to be more formally at the committee level?
I mean, I'm not, I know like city councils will have like work sessions or working committees. I'm just not familiar with what the state building code council's like standing processes in this. So I'm just trying to contextualize it within the standing processes or bylaws where, the standing committees can take action and typically deal with these kinds of things, or you'll have like a special council meeting. So just trying to understand that.
Yeah, it's a fair question, and make sure, everyone is tracking it. Unlike the tag process where the recommendation is coming and is first received at the committee level, in this case, of course, it's already at the full council. So I think we're flexible, and if that's a better mechanism, that's and you participated in it. We've done a lot final recommendation. So we did a lot of committee work on the EVs, a lot of committee work on the embodied carbon. I'm sure there were others, but fair council.
So Todd, I think your signal might be a little intermittent at the moment.
Looks that way here
Anybody else?
too.
Okay. Um, Todd, are you still with us? Oh, I see
Okay,
him.
well,
Oh, I hear you. I hear you now.
okay. Well, let me know. Otherwise, Jay, feel free to take it over. But I think, is there anything else we want to talk about on this?
I
Dustin,
think the
you
main
mentioned
goal.
June 30th. I would just recommend doing these beginning in July just to give the council more notice to be able to get these on our calendar and not trying to think we're jamming
Okay.
people a new meeting where in a couple of weeks that would
And then
be
I'll
some significant recommendations.
target then the Tuesday, July 7th.
Okay. Patrick?
Yeah, going off that, I know a lot of people, July is typically a pretty busy month with summer vacations, holidays, family plans. It might be helpful if you um, posted like a tentative schedule for the working sessions with like topics assigned to certain days or things, just so that other stakeholders, members of the public, can have an idea of when they need to try to be available if they want to participate in that ahead of time.
We can do that. As we run through and get them grouped, I would propose then that we take the topics that have the most number of individual comments and hit them first, and then start to whittle them down by code section or by code book title after that.
Okay. Elizabeth?
Yeah, thanks. And this might be getting the cart before the horse a little bit, but just curious, will these comment sessions, how will that dovetail with the energy code? Are we going to be doing simultaneous, or do you think energy code comments will get woven into these? And I guess to follow up to that is there enough time to deal with all the comments if you still want that August deadline?
So the energy codes are not going to be part of this comment process. We're targeting July 1 for the filing date of the energy codes. And the hearings will then run in September, and hearings will be scheduled after that, or not scheduled after that, but the yeah, hearings will be in September, and then the work sessions will occur after that in the October timeframe. And I think we're looking at the October 16th. I'm gonna start speaking out of turn if I try to do it from memory, which one we're targeting for that energy code final adoption date. But these won't be in there, and I think that we can get the responses to all the comments handled within this time frame for not the energy codes, and be ready to get our final filing ready to go for the August council meeting.
Makes sense. Thanks, Dustin.
Welcome.
Okay. Well, if you can hear me, and is there any other discussion on that? Okay. If we're comfortable closing that, then any other business? Okay. Well, we can adjourn. Thank you for
Thanks everybody for the time.
joining. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.